Now it is another Monday. Finally, I can get started back on work. So I talked with the family that live in the same house for a little while about my YouTube recording and everything. Nan says she's perfectly fine with it as long as I still do a little bit of work around the house here and there throughout the week, which I'm okay with because I plan on taking 30-35 minute stops anyway, where it's like after a half hour to 35 minutes, I break the recording because there's no pause option for AverMedia 2, well, the live game reportable 2. A Final Fantasy for fans and first timers. Gets that in a minute. I want to explain this first. So as long as we're able to do a little bit of work here and there in the day, then it's perfectly fine with Nan. Also, I just want to say real quick, the reason I'm starting with Final Fantasy 15 is because way back in, I think June, I spent a crap load of time downloading this game and all the DLC that I got with the Royal Edition. So I want to do that because I'm very eager for 15. I'm a huge Final Fantasy nut. I was about to say nuff. That's a word. And I just really want to get into it. Technically, I should be doing home theater because my headphones do actually have 7.1 surround. But I'm going to do television just because I don't want it to goof with audio. Bonus content has been unlocked. Yes, it has. And let me guess, you're going to give me the secret of, oh, you need to download the Royal Pack even though it's already downloaded. Yep, there it is. I already have the Royal Pack downloaded, bro. Or at least the system tells me it's downloaded. I don't know for a fact. I'm going to check out DLC real quick. Apparently it's not been completed. That's nice. So something must have crashed on me during the last months. And anyway, basically Monday through Thursday, I plan on recording. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If I'm still at home, I might be streaming. But I just wanted to let you guys know, I should be okay with recording during the daytime and the nighttime now if Bethy's not online. So there won't be a problem with that. Every once in a while there might be a distraction that might happen because people don't always know what I'm up to. Plus I don't have my bar sign up yet that if I leave it flashing that means welcome, you're free to enter, but if it's turned off that means I'm recording, please do not disturb. Yeah, I don't have that set up yet, so I just have to deal with it. But anyway, I've been waiting a long time for Final Fantasy 15 because I've played many of the Final Fantasies in the past. I did a crap load of 3 and 4. I was okay with 5. 6 was kind of bleh. 1 was basically the best place to start if you wanted to be the base Final Fantasy player. And 2 just, it was not good. I hate to say it. I like 2 because of some of the gameplay features and stuff. But the way that they handled it was not very good. Seriously, anybody that's curious, go watch a Final Fantasy II Let's Play. I strongly suggest Pro Jared, who I will be linking to his Final Fantasy II stream archives in the description below. Plus, he's just a great guy, and I love watching him play Final Fantasy because he gets almost as happy as I do about the games and what you do with them. I played a little bit of 10 and 10-2 here and there. I didn't really finish it because I didn't quite have the same idea as I had as a teenager as to how you want to play it. And I did a lot of 12, but I never completed it because I never did all the side quests and everything. And 8 is my all-time favorite. I love Final Fantasy VIII with all my heart, even though a lot of people say it's one of the worst on the PlayStation 1 system. I don't care. I just love the characters, I love the plot, even though sometimes it's really stupid. And it's just a really great game. Plus, I myself can identify a Squall. Everybody wants me to be a leader whenever really, I'm just kind of halfway there. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if I have to, I will. Anyway, the point being, now we're getting into 15, where technically it's the end of the series. But either way, the thing about Final Fantasy, for those that don't know, don't worry, I'll get recording, I'm playing here in a bit. We still have a tutorial to go through. I know that because the last time I recorded, I tried it and then I ended up screwing up the recording. But anyway, technically all Final Fantasies other than 10 and 10-2 and 13, 13-2 and Lightning's Return can all be played in their own order. None of them really match up except for the ones I just listed. If you play 10, you want to play 10-2 because it continues that story. If you want to play 13, you also have to play 13-2 because that takes place after 13. And even though Lightning Returns is one that not many people really like, it basically is the best way to sum up all of 13's plot. So, 15 technically it just takes place at the end of the timelines where everything is just kind of where it should be. Everything's going on separately from every other story. Basically all Final Fantasies besides the ones I just said, you can play them in any order and it doesn't matter. But anyway, we're going to continue with a new game, and we are going to get past the tutorial today and a few extra parts that I'm going to be doing after the break. And we're going to do this on normal just because I've already practiced the combat tutorial, so I know what I'm getting into. And I'm doing the tutorial because I kind of have to. I'm not the only one that's not seen or played much of any of this, so for all of you that are watching now, I'll be treating it just like all you guys do. It's completely new to me, I only know the bare minimum, and even though I've did the tutorial a number of times, I still don't know everything. I love this little fluff ball. It was so much more important in the demos, but we'll see how important it is in this game. Thank you very much, buddy. And we're going to start with lore just because it takes less time. Yeah, you just look at all the paintings. Alright, I'll tell you whenever I'm done, little bud. Alright, so I know the order that I need to read these in because now I actually played the tutorial a while ago whenever I was practicing before the actual recording started. But now I can actually start doing this the correct way. You're supposed to read it from there to there to there to there. That's the best way to read it in order because it actually says specifically at the start of this one, this is where it all begins, and over there it tells about the bloodline that we'll be seeing in a bit. But best way to read it, here, there, there, there. Alright, let's continue. I'm not going to read all this stuff out loud for you guys, so you can read on your own free time, and whenever I get done reading, I'll spend an extra minute or so just to let you guys finish up. Or you could just pause the video. That's what people usually do. Yes, we are in the we are in the world of Eos. Or Eos, whatever you want to call it. I still don't know how to pronounce that. I want to say it's Nephilim or Nephelheim. I want to say it's Niflheim. But anyway. Yes, magic does exist in this game, and then it confuses the balls out of me. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Oh, and Duske was the code name for the demo that you got the second time that they put up a demo for the game. I actually played Duske, and we'll be going back to it eventually whenever I finish up another game on the system to make room for it. As you guys could tell with the fact that my system didn't have enough memory to actually download the update. Here's the one that I actually like more than that one over there, because this one tells you about the actual nature of why things are so deadly at night. That, and besides, that over there is just the bloodline. That over there is the tale of the Oracle and everything. But we'll get to that. Yes. I want to say they pronounce that daemons or demons. But either way. Yeah, I'm actually worried about traveling at night. Also, I love this music in the background. It's so pleasant. Yeah, so technically they're just creatures of the night that are out to destroy anything that gets in their way. So technically what the game is trying to tell us is the longer that daemons come onto the land, the nights get longer too. So eventually it'll get to the point where the land is just nothing but daemons, and the night will never end. Kind of like Bloodborne, which I'll be doing in the future as well. And then the oracles and the six. I mean the oracle and the six. The Star Scourge seems like it's going to be something that I'm going to really enjoy the story behind. Tristan, one of my buddies, knows everything to tell about this game, but I'm just now learning it all for myself because I never went out and did never went out and watched videos or anything, except if you want to classify Cheer of Grace's single recording that he did for 15 way back in the day, meaning like a few months ago. But anyway, Tristan has told me a few of the things about this game that I could consider spoilers, but I'm never going to share with you guys until it happens. So, some things have been ruined, but other things have been completely unaltered. And then lastly, we learn about the royal bloodline. And this actually makes me feel kind of sorry for Noctis's family. But at least it's nice to know that in this game, the crystals are just as self-aware as they've always been. Yeah, so technically if you're in the Lucy bloodline, the crystal is in tune with you to begin with. And that explains the reason that they're able to summon their own personal weapons, because the attendants also have the same gift as the monarchs of the bloodline anyway. So technically Noctis can decide who he wants to get the same power as him, and they're all bound by the same crystal's magic. Which is actually kind of cool. And now we learn about the wall, which is actually very important to know about the fate of the kings and the queens of the bloodline. So technically if the king falls, the whole land is just boned, because he is the wall, or he is imbound with the wall. One of those two. Anyway, little buddy, I think we are done here. Yep, closing the lore guide. And it's only been at 13 minutes a couple seconds, so we can totally get down with the combat tutorial before the end of this recording. Hey, Gladdy! I usually just call him Glad, or Gladdy. What a good guy. Alright, learning how to do combat basics that I already know how to do. For defending, it's square, but there are two ways of defending. There's either dodging, where you hold square, or just tap square to do a actual standard guard. Like, you know, protecting yourself, not just weaving out of attacks. Yeah, phasing. Phasing is the key to defend. The key is to defend slightly ahead of time. That's not a joke. You have to see the attack coming to be able to defend it very well. So like that, I'm just holding square, and he just phased right by me. Well, I phased right by him. Alright. So technically, there's a big difference between attacking and defending. To defend the best, you have to be ready. But to attack and defend, you have to plan them out properly. And yeah, you hold circle to automatically chain attacks, which I'm not all that great at. Or you can move the left stick while attacking to change the combo, which I'm possibly going to be doing. And if you strike an enemy from behind and you get a blindside bonus, you get 50% more damage. So, oh, and I have it set to where the entire combo is listed at the end. Technically, I should have just been holding circle, but don't matter. I'm still doing the basics. And now it's going to teach me about, I want to say swapping inventory. No, parrying. This is where you just tap square at the right moment. Yeah, once it shows up square in the shield, you immediately need to block and then counter. So technically, after defending with square, immediately press circle to parry back. So, block and parry. I'm gonna need to take some time to get used to this though, because I'm not all that great at it. Come on, one more time, Glad. Sorry, didn't mean to hit you that second time, bud. Noctis will take heavy damage if you fail to perform the initial block, which means it's very important that you get ready before you feel like you need to. Alright, so technically that's that. And now we learn about the warping feature, if I'm correct. Oh, no, first you gotta just simply bring Glad down to his base health. Come on, buddy. Block. Well, defend. Up. And that's what happens whenever you fail a block. Come on. I want to parry. Nice. Plus, if you get the parry before they can do anything, you're doing that much better. Darn it! And down he goes. Sorry, buddy. Time it took me a bit longer than it should have, but then again I was practicing parrying whenever I really didn't want to. Alright, and the next tutorial is warping and magic power, which is going to be super helpful because they're probably the most intensive things in the whole game you need to know. So, warping is something cool in this game. Basically what you do is you tap triangle to a point that shows up. Well, first let's just get with the basics. He has the ability to instantly warp to where he throws his weapon, which is actually kind of awesome. Perform a blade warp, which basically just means that you press triangle and it immediately teleports you, like that. But if you lock on and triangle, then you warp strike, which means that you hit an enemy with a warped attack, and then you can just chain that combo like hell. So, yeah. Basically, like, okay, I locked on. And there we go. It's just like that. You just basically hit them head on, and now you can point warp, where basically you look for a place, yeah, like that, and then you press triangle to point warp. Which means technically it's like this. Well, whenever it lets me. Oh yeah, you gotta hold it, my bad. And yeah, Noctis just kinda hangs from it. While suspended from a point warp spot, you can also automatically lock onto a target, just like that. So technically, right after getting into a warp spot, you can just instantly TP back, if they're in, you know, close enough sight. Warping and phasing consumes magic power. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. and uses MP to deflect, then he enters stasis, which means technically poor Noctis is only a quarter as good as he really is. Keep an eye on MP and use items to keep it replenished. And you can do cover, but then you recover HP and MP, which basically means, as you can see, my magic power is going up quite a bit, but there's also the fact that it helps your HP as well. So expect me to be hiding behind a lot of walls. But if you perform a point warp, it automatically does all of your MP, but not HP. So if you're just low in MP, just point warp. And now we're going to learn about putting all that into practice with warp strikes alone. And now I'm in stasis, which means I should probably be point warping. And just like that, I'm instantly back. Come on. And another point warp. And back down we go. Sorry, Glad. Had to do it. Time and finesse were garbage, but offensive I was okay. Also, now we learn about resistances, which also shows up the reason for your weapons. Too bad that we're getting kind of low in the tutorial, because now we're at 22 in a few minutes. Well, 22 in a few seconds. So we're going to have to speed this one up a little bit more. Basically, resistances are the same as magic in most Final Fantasy games. Whenever you deal with a certain resistance, you don't really get that much more effect. As you can tell, the purple 8 show that my resistance is, his resistance to my dagger is extremely weak against him. If it's in the goldish orange, you're doing the best. If you're in the gray, it's not the worst, but if you're in the purple, you are literally just screwing yourself. And if I remember correctly, Glad is weak against daggers. No, he's not. I thought he was. He's weak against his own greatsword, apparently. Nah. Oh, and now I can use the javelin. Oh. And now I can go into gear. And I can equip the javelin at the bottom. Once I finally get to it. And that should be his weakness. So all I do is press down to initiate the I want to use the javelin. And there we go. He's weak against javelins. That's nice. Spells is what I'm not good with. I need to read this closely. You have to equip it like a weapon. Okay. So you have to equip them like weapons. I got that. Alright. So I'm going to go into gear, knocked, and I'm going to get rid of the broadsword for now, because I don't really need that. Equip the fire. Alright, spell casting. You swap to the magic and you press circle to throw it. Also like how it's in like an orb shape. Okay, so you hold circle to prime your spell, and then you aim and press circle to release it. Oh, and here's a special fact that you need to know. Magic is extremely powerful, and it destroys indiscriminately. That means if you use magic while your while your friends are nearby, they could get affected, and you yourself can be affected. And whenever a weakness is hit, same as usual, it shows up in orange. Can warp strike while wielding a spell or machinery, but first you have to no, he can't warp strike because it's not a weapon, it's a magic. So that means you have to warp strike with a weapon before you can get in close enough to use the magic, if you want to be caught in that. And checking resistances, you can oh well, this is teaching you about active and wait. Active basically means the combat keeps running whether you're stopped or not. But in wait, if you stand still, you can actually check the weaknesses and things. Yeah, wait mode emphasizes strategic elements. So, here's some elemental energies. You can craft weapons. Well, craft magic. The same old tricks won't work on him this time. Find out what he's weak to and then let him have it. Even though you just gave me ice, so you could assume it'll be ice. Well, first I have to hit him with fire just to show that it's not going to work. Well, that was dumb of me. That was dumb of me. I have to prime it. Oh wait, you gotta wait until it's done. You have to wait until it's done re-upping. Unless if you can do it by point striking. Nope, it don't work with point strike. Oh. That's what I get for not holding square. Alright. And now I can dodge. Oh, it shows you the point of attack. That's nice. Okay. So, as you saw, he's not weak to fire anymore. So now we gotta go into Elemancy. Elemancy, my bad. Craft spells using the energy you have collected and then equipped magic flasks to use them in the field. Adjust the amount of energy you're at a catalyst when crafting to increase the spell's potency or add an effect, such as poison or multicast, which, oh, I would love multicast. Review your history to quickly craft more of the same spells. So basically what it is it gives you elements for flasks. You put in how much you want out of it, which for me I'm going to do about 5. Well, if I can remember how to do this. Okay, so that does Blizzard. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, I'm trying to remember how to do this. Alright, I believe you take all of the ice out because that's what the tutorial wants. Noctis can absorb these for spells. A catalyst can also be added to imbue one of many effects, that's true. Begin by adjusting the amount of energy. More energy means more potency, and raising it above 100 produces a higher tier spell. Tristan told me all this. Choose an item to serve as a catalyst, and the catalyst determines the spell's effect, where the quantity influences a spell's level, potency, and number of uses. It can be, it possesses the 4 properties: type, potency, effect level, and number of uses. A history is kept of all the ones I've crafted, and I can use triangle to craft more at a time. If you wish to free up a flask, press L3 to discard a spell. Note that the elemental energy and catalyst items will not be restored. Okay, so let's go into Elemancy. I'm going to check out the... Okay, I think I do it like this. I take about 15 of you. I think you put it in here, and you just craft it. Yep, there we go. Now I have Blizzard times 3, which I need to equip, so instead I'm going to get rid of Fire, since now I have Blizzard to affect it. And now I can use Blizzard instead of Fire. See, I screwed that up in my original tutorial back whenever I first gave this game a shot. So the thing is, I'm just going to do a Warp Strike. So whenever I did this game for the first time, I didn't understand the mechanics of the game. So I didn't... Oh, crap. Ooh. Nice attack, bruv. So whenever I blocked, I actually lit the whole room with ice. But he was affected. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Until then, I'm just gonna beat down on him with the javelin until my ice comes back up. Ooh, the daggers are effective against him again. And hit him with ice. Boom shakalaka. It took me a little while to understand what was going on, but it still works. And now we can practice teamwork, which is good because that's the last thing that we'll be doing for this recording, and it'll put me right about at the 35 mark. Since we just passed 31 a while ago. And teamwork. This is a little bit easier, so I'll just start up. And yeah, we get to start with Prompto, one of my other faves. Link strikes. You can engage. They engage in combat automatically. They are nearby. If they are nearby when Noctis performs a parry or blindside using a broadsword, a greatsword, or a polearm, then they may join in for a link strike. Which basically means once I hit this, well, give me a sec. Gonna have to back up, Glad, because I'm gonna have to get a blindside attack. Oh, I'm in stasis. I need to point strike. Alright. Darn it, I am not very good at this. Techniques. They have unique techniques they can perform at his command. Performing a technique depletes the tech bar, which gradually fills. Try having Prompto perform Piercer, which I remember is left.
Prompto, you're up.
And he does that automatically, and I press circle to do my own attack. A successful technique creates an opening for Noctis. Press circle when prompted to follow up with another attack. Which basically means that he fires an opening shot, and then I jump in after it. Spend AP in the Ascension menu to learn new techniques and put their myriad effects into battle. But we'll do that whenever the real game starts. Danger. I know what this is. If I get hit, Prompto will come over to help me out whenever he feels like it. When Noctis runs out of HP, he enters a state of danger, which is technically the same as stasis for MP. And it also decreases his maximum HP over time while he takes damage. And his maximum HP falls to 0, it's game over. So, Noctis recovers from danger with time, or if a friend comes to his rescue. Which means basically, go up to Prompto, he'll help you out, and then that's that. You're just instantly better. But, as for teammates, you have to rescue them or they'll just never get better over time. Friends also fall into a state of danger when they run out of HP, but unlike Noctis, they do not automatically recover and need to be rescued first, so then they can hide. So basically, I'll heal up, he won't, until I help him. But recovering from danger does not restore maximum HP. That you have to do by hiding out. Combat items. Characters can still use items while in danger. If an item targets only one person, select who. Use elixirs to restore mine and Prompto's HP. And it was R2, right? Yeah, it was R2. Elixir, Prompto. Okay. And elixir, myself. And that's how you do it. You choose who you want to be healed, and you heal them. Potions and elixirs lift a state of danger while restoring HP, that's true. And that should be in the end of the tutorials, which is good because we just passed 35 minutes a while ago. And now we just basically put him down. And then after that, the tutorial will be over, and we'll be able to start working on the actual game after the break, obviously. Oh, that I deserve that. Prompto. Piercer. Hold on. I gotta go into gear and equip the magic. I'll just do fire, since I think fire will help. But I gotta make sure Prompto isn't nearby, or he'll get hit. Oh, Noctis actually jumps out of the way automatically. That's helpful. Oh, he's invulnerable, which means that he can't be affected by that. And the dagger is kind of weak. Oh, I found his weakness. His own. Ouch. Prompto, pincer. I totally screwed that up. I pressed that way too early. But we beat him, so it's all good. Alright, and after that, we're done. Alright, and that's that. So, from now, this has been DJ Emerald Range 25. I'm really looking forward to the game. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And with you guys behind me, it's going to be that much better. But, sorry that I went over limit, but, hey, it's the first episode, and I was trying to bunch it up as much as I could so that we could start the full game next episode. But it works for what needs to be done. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Dillon, or DJ Emerald Range 25, whatever you prefer. And I'll see you in the next video where things are going to get much more interesting, I'm very sure. Anyway, thank you, and bye-bye.